1. She lies like it's second nature. A woman who lies easily, whether about big things or small, is dangerous to your peace of mind. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful connection, and once that trust is broken, it's incredibly hard to repair. 2. She fakes who she is to impress you. Early on, you might be flattered when she seems to love all the things you do. A woman who shape-shifts just to get your approval is more concerned with winning you over than building something authentic. 3. Her version of self-care excludes you. There's nothing wrong with a woman taking care of herself, but if her actions are always about me, and never about we, that's a red flag. Long-term love requires mutual care, not just self-focus. 4. She hides insecurity behind entitlement. Some women deal with their low self-worth by overcompensating, acting like they're too good for everyone, putting others down, or demanding constant validation. This kind of insecurity is corrosive. 5. She lacks a spine and agrees with everything. At first, it might feel great to be with a woman who never argues, always agrees, and seems to support every decision you make. But over time, you'll realize that it's not compatibility, it's passivity. She expects you to entertain her 24/7. If a woman depends on you to constantly fill her time, make her happy, and create excitement in her life, that's a massive red flag. Relationships aren't theme parks, and you're not her cruise director. While it's great to enjoy experiences together, you should never feel like it's your full-time job to keep her entertained. A woman who lacks her own hobbies, passions, or ambitions will always drain you because she's looking to you to fix her boredom, her restlessness, or her unhappiness. And here's the catch. If the novelty wears off or you go through a rough patch, she won't work through it. She'll just look for someone else to give her a new thrill. A healthy partner should have her own life outside the relationship, friends, interests, goals, so you can complement each other, not complete each other. You're not her circus, and you're not her clown. If she can't generate her own fulfillment, she'll never truly value what you bring. She's lazy with her mind, body, and soul. Beauty fades, but character, discipline, and drive, those are what truly make a woman attractive long-term. If she's coasting on youth or looks alone, while putting zero effort into her mental health, physical wellness, or emotional maturity, that's a future disaster waiting to happen. You might be dazzled now by her looks, but if she's not someone who believes in growth, self-discipline, and constant improvement, time will reveal a very different picture. A woman who's lazy with herself will also be lazy with the relationship, cutting corners, avoiding responsibility, and making excuses instead of taking action. It's not about perfection, it's about the mindset. Is she someone who values her health, who reads or reflects, who works through her issues, or does she numb herself with scrolling, sugar, gossip, and avoidance? If she doesn't invest in herself, she won't invest in the relationship. You'll end up doing all the work while she slides deeper into complacency. She thrives on drama and refuses to apologize. Some women are addicted to conflict. They don't feel alive unless something's going wrong. If peace and stability make her uncomfortable, she'll create chaos just to feel in control or to test how much she'll tolerate. She'll pick fights over small things, stir up arguments just to see your reaction, and then blame you for the outcome. This woman doesn't want resolution. She wants power. On top of that, if she refuses to take accountability or say, "I was wrong," she's showing you that her ego matters more than the relationship. A woman who can't apologize, who always flips the blame, or who acts like every disagreement is your fault, is not someone you can build anything healthy with. Relationships require humility, reflection, and the ability to admit when you're wrong. If she sees conflict as a tool rather than something to work through together, it will wear you down emotionally and psychologically over time. She only wants to win, not love. Some women see men as trophies. The goal isn't connection, it's conquest. She might target you because you're a challenge, or because she wants to prove to herself or others that she can get you. The problem? Once she has you, she loses interest and starts scanning for the next level up. It's not about compatibility, values, or intimacy. It's about status, image, or insecurity-driven ego. She wants attention, not affection. She wants validation, not vulnerability. This is the kind of woman who flirts to manipulate, competes with other women just to feel superior, and treats men like chess pieces. She might shower you with compliments and sex early on, but it's all part of the game. And when someone better comes along, or when the thrill fades, she's gone. You deserve someone who values you for who you are, not someone who sees you as a stepping stone or an ego boost. She isolates you from your support system. This one can creep up slowly, so pay attention. If she tries to get you to distance yourself from friends, family, mentors, or coworkers, especially under the guise of they don't really care about you, or they're a bad influence, that's a major control tactic. At first, it might look like she just wants more time with you, but soon, you'll notice you're not seeing the people who ground you, advise you, and challenge you. Why? Because isolation gives her more power. A woman who genuinely cares about you will encourage strong connections in your life, not limit them. If she gets jealous of your sister, suspicious of your female coworkers, or resentful of your guy friends, you're not in a healthy relationship. You're in a power struggle. Healthy love doesn't need to control your environment to feel secure. If she sees your loved ones as competition, not community, she's not looking out for you. She's looking out for control. She starts fights just to feel something. If she uses conflict as a way to keep things interesting, you're not in a relationship, you're in a toxic emotional loop. Some women have no idea how to create intimacy or depth unless there's chaos. So instead of fostering connection through trust or meaningful conversations, she stirs up arguments and drama. It becomes a cycle. Things are calm, she feels bored or insecure, then she picks a fight just to spark intensity. You argue, there's tension, maybe even yelling or tears, and then she suddenly wants closeness or sex, as if that fixes everything. But it doesn't. What's happening is emotional manipulation. She's using volatility to regulate her own emotions and maintain control. If the only passion in your relationship comes after a shouting match, you're not experiencing love. You're enduring dysfunction. Healthy relationships are built on shared values, communication, and consistency, not adrenaline rushes. You shouldn't have to be emotionally battered just so she can feel entertained or emotionally stimulated. She's unpredictably chaotic in a bad way. There's a difference between someone being spontaneous and someone being emotionally chaotic. A woman who's erratic, unpredictable, and unstable in how she treats you isn't adding excitement to your life. She's adding stress. One day, she's sweet and affectionate. The next, she's cold, dismissive, or even cruel, with no warning or explanation. You feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, trying to anticipate her next mood swing, or avoid triggering her. This kind of instability can be exhausting, and worse, it's often used as a power play. She keeps you guessing, so you're always the one trying to fix things, chase her, or stabilize the situation. That's not love. That's manipulation. A healthy partner should bring a sense of emotional safety and reliability to your life, not confusion, anxiety, and dread. If you can't predict how she's going to behave on any given day, your nervous system will suffer, and so will your confidence. She weaponizes her temper. Everyone gets angry sometimes, but if her anger is explosive, destructive, and used to intimidate or manipulate you, it's not just a bad habit, it's abuse. A woman who can't regulate her emotions and lashes out with yelling, name-calling, or even physical aggression is dangerous to your mental health and possibly your physical safety. And what's worse is when she uses that rage to control the narrative or get her way. She knows that if she screams loud enough or threatens to leave, You'll back down, apologize, or do what she wants. That's not love. That's control through fear. Over time, this kind of behavior trains you to keep quiet, suppress your needs, and stay in a state of anxiety just to avoid another explosion. You should never feel afraid of your partner's reactions. A woman who respects herself and you will express anger constructively and take responsibility for her emotions. If she can't do that, she's not ready for a healthy relationship. She asks questions just to gather ammunition. A woman who only pretends to care about your thoughts, past, or experiences so she can later use that information against you is not your partner. She's your opponent. In the early stages, it might seem like she's deeply curious or really wants to understand you. She asks personal questions, listens intently, even acts supportive. But then later, during a fight or when she wants to manipulate you, she throws those things back in your face. She'll take something you told her in confidence and twist it to make you feel guilty, weak, or indebted to her. This is emotional sabotage. Conversations that are supposed to build connection are turned into weapons. Over time, this erodes trust and intimacy. You'll stop opening up, stop sharing, stop feeling safe. That's how control creeps in, through disguised vulnerability. If you can't speak freely without fearing it'll be used against you, you're not in love. You're in a psychological chess match. She has no real standards, except ones she uses to judge you. It's a huge red flag when a woman seems to have no clear sense of what she stands for, what she believes in, or what kind of life she wants to live. But somehow always has a long list of things you're doing wrong. This kind of woman floats through life with vague goals and values, yet is hypercritical when it comes to your behavior, your decisions, or your appearance. She'll create standards on the spot, often changing them just to suit the argument or gain control. One day, you're not ambitious enough. The next, you work too much. One day, she wants you to lead. The next, she wants you to ask her opinion on everything. This isn't guidance or constructive feedback, it's criticism as a form of dominance. Meanwhile, she holds herself to zero accountability. If she can't clearly communicate her values, but expects you to meet shifting expectations just to earn her approval, she's not looking for a partner, she's looking for someone to blame. She never initiates communication, ever. If you're always the one starting conversations, planning dates, checking in, or trying to keep the connection alive, that's not romantic, it's one-sided. A woman who never initiates is showing you that she either lacks interest, emotional maturity, or both. Relationships require mutual effort, and communication is the foundation. If she passively waits for you to make the first move every time, it's a power dynamic, not a partnership. It might even be a deliberate test. Let's see how much he's willing to chase me. And if you pass that test by overextending yourself, she might lose respect for you entirely. Healthy women show up. They send texts, make plans, check on you, and let you know they care. If you're doing all the emotional lifting while she sits back and waits, it won't be long before resentment builds. A strong relationship feels reciprocal. It shouldn't feel like you're constantly trying to win her attention or keep her engaged. She acts like a princess but contributes nothing. It's one thing to know your worth. It's another thing to act entitled without putting in any effort. If she expects you to do all the work in the relationship, initiate conversations, plan the dates, manage the logistics, and carry the emotional labor, yet offers nothing in return, she's treating you like a servant, not a partner. She may think that simply being present or looking good is enough of a contribution, but here's the truth. Attraction might spark interest, but effort builds connection. If she never asks how your day was, never helps resolve issues, never checks in with your emotional well-being, and never reciprocates your gestures, she's not loving you, she's using you. Over time, you'll feel drained, unappreciated, and invisible. Love isn't about being worshipped, it's about showing up for each other. A woman who wants to be treated like royalty, but refuses to give you basic respect or support is waving a red flag you shouldn't ignore. She discourages your purpose and passions. Your mission in life, your passions, goals, creative pursuits, and drive is what makes you come alive. A good woman supports that. She may not always understand your passion in detail, but she respects it and encourages it. A toxic woman, on the other hand, will subtly or not so subtly discourage your purpose because she's insecure that you might outgrow her. She'll say things like, "You're always working, you never have time for me," or, "Why does that matter so much to you?" Not because she wants more intimacy, but because she's afraid your growth will leave her behind. Instead of inspiring you, she'll guilt trip you. Instead of cheering you on, she'll create distractions and drama.
Why?
Because a man on purpose is powerful, and power threatens someone who doesn't feel secure in herself. If she's afraid of your evolution instead of proud of it, you're not with a partner. You're with a roadblock. Your purpose is non-negotiable. Never let it die for someone who doesn't know how to honor it. She tears you down to hold you back. One of the most insidious red flags is when a woman subtly sabotages your self-esteem to keep you within her comfort zone. She might mock your goals, belittle your accomplishments, or compare you negatively to other men, all under the guise of just being honest or teasing. But don't be fooled. This is a control tactic. If she can convince you you're not that great, you'll stay with her because you'll think you can't do better. She'll make you question yourself, your potential, and even your dreams, just to keep you dependent. This kind of woman is afraid of your growth, so she uses shame, sarcasm, or gossip to keep you small. Sometimes it's subtle. She downplays your wins, rolls her eyes when you talk about your plans, or jokes about your abilities in front of others. But over time, it chips away at your confidence. A good woman builds her man up, not to boost her ego, but because she genuinely believes in him. If she's bringing you down, it's because she feels low herself. She has unresolved family trauma she refuses to face. We all have some kind of history. But there's a big difference between someone who's aware of their emotional wounds and working through them, and someone who's in complete denial, repeating toxic patterns. If a woman has a damaged or non-existent relationship with her parents or siblings, and she refuses to take accountability or work toward healing, that's going to bleed into your relationship. She may project her unresolved father issues onto you. She may seek validation she never got from her mother by creating emotional dependency. Or she may completely shut down at signs of closeness because intimacy feels unsafe.